I want to be 100% honest with you. I really didn't want to film today. I have been in a pretty dark mental headspace. It is 30 degrees Celsius and my room is a legitimate sauna and I can't have the fan on, otherwise it's too noisy. My neighbors have been doing construction works in their home for the last 3 weeks and the banging and drilling is driving me insane. But I showed up and there are lots of different reasons that I'm able to show up every single week to do this. And if similarly, oh my God, they're making noise again. If you've been working at your channel for months, maybe even years, and you have not gotten the traction that you thought you were going to get, and you're struggling to find reasons to show up, this video is going to help you feel a little bit better and hopefully encourage you to keep going, especially given the situation that's arisen with YouTube changing its monetization policies. The doubling of the watch hour requirement from 4,000 to 8,000 isn't the doubling that you think it is, because even though the numbers itself have doubled, 0 to 4,000 is such a long journey because there's no compounding effect. Like the distance between the 4,000 and 8,000 is way closer. So honestly, don't worry about that. Just anchor. The drilling is driving me insane. I hope you can't hear this. Just anchor yourself to your mission and remind yourself what you're doing this for, and hopefully it will help you keep going. And that actually segues me really nicely onto my first point, your mission. Last year, I walked away from a corporate tech career that I spent basically a decade building because I realized that I am happiest when I do work that is fulfilling to me. I just want to make stuff that benefits people rather than padding the pockets of corporations. And that could be writing, that could be creating, it could be teaching. And YouTube and making content on YouTube for me is the stepping stone towards that. Ideally, one day I would like to have done this so well that I can earn from it. And that means that the money I earn day to day would literally come from the fact that I have helped somebody. That is my mission. When you know what your mission is, you don't rely on motivation, because motivation is fleeting. Like some days we might wake up with all the energy in the world and say, yeah, I'm gonna crush it. But when you're sick, when you're mentally drained, when things around you that you can't control, like fucking construction works and the weather and whatever, your period, just general illness, when they get in the way, motivation wanes and suddenly you can't show up. But the reason I show up every single week to do this, no matter how I feel, is because I have a mission that is super clear. The second thing that keeps me going is the small community that I've managed to build. The people that show up week on week and leave encouraging comments or even say things like, this really helped me, that warms my heart. It reminds me exactly why I'm making these videos. Think about how precious your life is, all of your ambitions and the things that you care about. When you take 5 minutes of that time to watch something somebody else made, that is like a special thing to give away. Time is finite. So when somebody decides to watch 2 minutes of my video, I don't sit there thinking, oh my God, why didn't they watch all 15? I'm like, holy crap, this person gave me 2 minutes of their life willingly. And all I can hope is that it brightened their day. So the community that you're fostering, all the amazing comments and support that you get, and I'm going to actually pop some of them around here because some people have been showing up week on week, and I love you guys. You guys are amazing. But the community that you create, the support that you get, it is so encouraging. And don't worry if you're not there yet. I had like silence for 5 months and then people started showing up. I'm on month 8. So, it takes time. Everyone's timeline is different, but eventually you'll have a community and they help keep you going. The next thing that keeps me going is the opportunity for personal development. Like if you care about bettering yourself, becoming the best version of yourself, improving and learning, all this kind of stuff, being online and making videos and content, I hate the word content, but unfortunately that's what it's called now. If you're making content online, the personal development is infinite. It is just so much of a learning curve and it is so nourishing because you are learning how to script, you're learning how to speak, you're learning how to edit, package, design, market, and I think it's a fantastic opportunity. So if you're early in your journey and you're thinking about giving up because it's hard, that's what makes it good. Because I look at my most recent videos at the moment and I'm so proud of them. I look at the first few I made and I'm quite frankly embarrassed at how crap they are. But that shows that I've grown and that knowledge fuels me. Because imagine the kind of stuff I could be making in 2 years. Like I was really like nervous about this, but I've always wanted to make short films. So I made my first short film a couple of weeks ago. It's called A Day in the Life of a Failing Entrepreneur. And it's one of my best performing videos. And I sit down and I look at it quite critically. I'm like, oh, this could be better or whatever. But then I watch those 5 minutes back and I'm so proud of what I've made because it is a cinematic story and it is authentic. It is true to my life. And I made that. Like, to know that you can make something like that is amazing. It is so, so fulfilling. And that's just another thing that keeps me going. The next point, vanity metrics. We see a video and oftentimes we see it and it's on our feed because it's got thousands of views, because it's from creators with hundreds and thousands or millions of subscribers, right? Because that's how the algorithm works. If you were constantly seeing videos with 3 views from people that have like 20 subscribers, you'd be like, what is going on? Because the algorithm rewards popularity, and it makes sense. If things were kind of not in your interests, it would mean you don't spend time on the platform. So I just want you to pause for a sec and remember that the numbers that you're seeing on your channel, and that, you know, you make something and you spend so much time and effort and put like your heart and soul into it and it gets 20 views, 20 human beings that decided to click your thing is actually a lot of human beings. If you're getting hundreds and thousands of views, or if you even have over 100 subscribers, you need to remember that those are 100 individuals that watched something you made or just liked your vibe enough to want to follow along. Imagine speaking to a room full of 100 people. Most people would feel uncomfortable with that like prospect. And imagine one day, like I'm nearing 1,000 subscribers now. The largest room I've spoken to is 300 people. And that was a speech that I gave at university. 1,000 people following my life is insane. Quite frankly, I feel like a celebrity. No, I'm joking. But what I'm trying to tell you is that comparison is the thief of joy. You are looking at people who are on chapter 10 of their journey and you're on your chapter 1. And the more you do that, the more it's going to suck the fun out of everything. Like at the start, I truthfully was a little bit, self-conscious about this experience. And I was a little bit envious of creators who were well ahead of me and creators that had just like made 2 videos and blown up. But that's their journey. This is my journey. I actually had a point that I think will really help you. Imagine you made 2 videos and your second video blew up and overnight you got 15,000 followers, okay? Like, imagine the pressure on your next video. How terrifying it would be to know and feel like you're still a beginner, but your next video is going to have a huge audience. I started thinking like that. Like, I keep wanting to blow up, but if I blew up, I know I would be really anxious and overwhelmed with the whole prospect. I would be terrified. So I'm on month 8 and I have very slowly and gradually grown. And with every video I make, I gain a bit more confidence and a bit more skill, and I feel equipped to deal with the audience watching me. And that is a great feeling. So don't be disheartened, even if it's been a while that you have a handful of subscribers or a handful of views. If anything, it's giving you time to practice in front of a small audience, which is way less scary than practicing in front of a big one. The next point to keep you going is perhaps the most important, and it is not about mindset or encouragement. It is about something that most productivity gurus on YouTube will tell you, and that is systems. Building a system that makes showing up easy. Because here's the thing. If you're currently in a state where you are writing your script, filming, and editing all in the space of 48 hours, you will burn out. And as soon as you do that a few times in a row and life gets in the way, you will miss a week. As soon as you miss a week, you'll be discouraged and you'll miss another week. And then it becomes like this thing that gets out of proportion, and all of a sudden you're on the cusp of quitting. I know my energy and my issues personally. Like in terms of my hormonal cycle, I tend to have very low energy parts of the month. I also tend to have issues with depression and anxiety that mean that I can't show up every single day. And I've made a video about that if you want to check out how I plan my life around my sort of unpredictable energy. But here's the thing, batching and creating systems is going to make this easier. Removing friction from your process is going to make this easier. And it's something that you build up over time. It took me a while to get it sort of perfect. And I'm going to make a video next week about this as well. But essentially what I do is I sit down and script 3 videos in one go. That typically takes a couple of hours. Then the next day, I will film those 3 videos back to back. And you guys never really notice because I changed my top. But if you look at my nails, you'll see like my nails will be the giveaway to if I film that on the same day. I don't know why I'm telling you this now. All my secrets are out. But essentially, I will film those videos in one sitting. And then the next day, I will edit one. The day after, I will edit another, and then I will schedule them. And that usually means that those sort of 4 to 5 days of process will have created 3 weeks of scheduled videos for me on YouTube, which then opens up my time to work on other projects. And this will depend on your capacity, on if you have a full-time job that you're managing or a business or something like that. But you have to build a system that works around your capacity and that makes it easier for you to show up. Don't feel like you have to create this plan and execute it immediately. These systems do take time to build and it's based on what you realize works for you. But batching is the key to showing up. And then everything else I've mentioned is like mindset and encouragement to keep showing up to that process. If you are sort of thinking about the things that I've said and you're like, oh, I haven't really thought about those before, take some time to sit down and decide what your mission is and think about what system you can employ and think about the way you perceive yourself versus others. And hopefully you can just readjust your perspective. And the next time you begin your process of making videos, you'll feel a little bit more able to just keep going. Drop me a comment below actually and let me know where you're at on your journey, how long you've been making videos, how it's going, and let's just have a chat about it because I feel like talking this out can really help. Anyway, I have done a lot of yapping now, so I'm going to let you go. One more thing, a bonus point to keep you going. At the start of this video, I literally wasn't feeling it. There were so many things wrong with how I was feeling, but by the end of it, by the end of speaking and doing my thing, I actually feel way better than I did before. So that's another benefit. Sometimes talking to a camera and pretending that you're speaking to another human being helps you feel a little bit more light, like you get outside of your headspace and it sort of brings you up. And it is hard at the beginning, but by the end of it, I feel great now. I'm definitely not as grumpy as when I started. Can you tell? I don't know. I think you can tell. Anyway, oh my God, they're starting outside again. Okay. Before my mood completely collapses and I yeet this camera out of the window, I'm going to leave. I'll see you guys next Friday. Thank you for watching.